What's up everybody, it's Skin by Cam. Welcome back to another video. Super excited for today's video because as you can see, we are actually in the treatment room today. Now, we are not doing a treatment, but I thought it was really important. I had a really good conversation with one of my other clients that came in earlier today, just about some things outside of skincare that really do impact your skin health overall. I briefly talked about this on one of my social pages, maybe a couple of them here and there, but I wanted to have like a more in-depth conversation about that, just so we can have a full conversation and truly understand the full picture of the other factors outside of your skincare. We'll touch on some skincare at the very end about like some things you can do, but I really do want to kind of focus on those other triggers, those other factors outside of your skincare that truly impact your skin health and how your skin shows up each and every day. So if you're excited about this, if you want to learn a little bit more about how other factors impact your skin, then keep on watching. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. The channel is growing. Remember, we post new videos every Wednesday. I try to get them posted by 9 o'clock at the latest, but I don't know if y'all seen, but we've been getting them up a little bit earlier now. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and any questions, let's keep the conversation going. Drop those questions down in the comment section below, and let's get into today's video. All right, y'all, as I mentioned at the top of the video, we're gonna be touching on my top 3 other factors outside of skincare that are gonna really impact how your skin shows up and your skin health overall. Remember, the goal isn't perfect skin, the goal is healthy skin. Truly healthy skin is gonna lead to less irritation, less breakouts, and truly that overall complexion and that glow that you're looking for comes from healthy skin. And healthy skin truly starts from the inside out. And that's why the first thing we're gonna touch on is actually diet. Diet plays a huge factor, you all, in how our skin shows up, and not just how our skin shows up, but our body in general. You ever notice how maybe you had like some greasy food, and it's not to say you have to cut everything out, y'all. With everything that I'm going to mention today, except for one piece of it, it's all things in moderation. This does not mean you have to cut out every single thing. It does not mean that you have to eat the most bland food or whatever, but the first one we're going to touch on is diet. Diet plays a big factor in how our skin shows up, and as I kind of briefly touched on it, how our body just feels. You ever have like a heavy, greasy meal and you just feel lethargic, you just feel like, ugh. And that's because our body has to process those foods, and as your body's processing it, that's when you start to notice some maybe aches and pains, maybe some inflammation in the body. And sometimes you'll also notice it in the skin too. So one of the most common things that triggers people's skin, and especially acne, if we're trying to treat acne, these are some of the things that I touch on about to my clients about on what to kind of avoid, or at least start to monitor so you know how your skin responds to these things. But sugar, be it in your drinks, coffees, teas, candies, sodas, those sorts of things can really trigger how your skin shows up. Again, when your body is processing those sugars, it actually can show up in your skin too. Another one that's very common is dairy, and I'll make sure that I include maybe a QR code or something so you guys can look at a list of common acne triggers. And I actually got this list from Face Reality. If you guys are not familiar with Face Reality is a brand and company that truly focuses on acne, specifically curing and treating acne. And one of the things that they have that's a part of kind of like their whole consultation kit for when you're talking to clients that are dealing with acne is acne triggers. And some of those triggers, or some of the top triggers, as I kind of touched on, was sugar, dairy, peanut butter, shellfish, and there's a whole list. So again, I'll make sure I include like a list somewhere here so you guys can kind of truly see all the different factors. And again, it's not about cutting all of this out from your diet. It's truly about knowing your personal triggers. So little backstory. For me, when I was probably, this is like senior year of high school, going into college, that's when I started my modeling career. And from that, I really had to work on my skin. But one of the things that I kind of noticed was triggering my skin was dairy. I cut all dairy out of my diet personally. Now, I'm not saying you need to do this for yourself. However, if you're dealing with acne, I will say, until you truly have a good understanding of what your triggers are, you may want to try to limit some of these things that are on this list. That way you're truly able to get to that clear space, and then maybe slowly introduce some things here and there and be like, all right, well, how's the skin doing? How's the skin responding to this? But for me, especially on my jawline where I also had to shave a lot too, I will say getting laser hair removal is one of the biggest things that helped me, especially in the jawline area and on my neck. But dairy was another thing that was contributing to that for me. I used to love yogurt. I wasn't too heavy on cheese, but like yogurt, ice cream, coffee. I switched a lot of those things to dairy-free alternatives. And there are so many alternatives, y'all. So don't think that you have to live without or that you can't have anything tasty or good. Trust, there are so many other things that are on the market for you to still be able to enjoy those things, but without those side effects that sometimes come with it. Another thing that I want to touch on is what we call glycation. Glycation is pretty much the breakdown of collagen and elastin in the skin, and diets that are high in like refined sugars and carbs, those things actually trigger glycation, which is the breakdown of that collagen and elastin in the skin, which we do not want. Baby, we want to keep all of that collagen in, okay? We want to continue to build that collagen as much as possible. So again, trying to avoid some of those high carb diets is really what's going to help. And again, that process is called glycation. And again, that's the breakdown of the collagen and elastin in the skin, which again, we do not want. We are trying to preserve our collagen and boost that collagen if we can. Briefly touched on this as well, but another thing is processed foods and fried foods. I kind of touched on this earlier, how I was saying, like if you've ever had like a heavy meal, you might have had like a burger, some fries, whatever it might have been. A heavier meal, you'll sometimes feel lethargic, and that's your body just kind of processing those foods. But that can also trigger what's called inflammation in the skin and in the body. Any kind of inflammation at all, whether it's acne, whether it's some type of direct heat inflammation that way too, or inflammation from your diet and the foods that you're eating, we want to avoid and limit the inflammation in the body as much as possible. Inflammation in the body triggers the acne, it triggers aches, sores, pain, those sorts of things. So anytime you're able to reduce inflammation in the body, that is key. So some common easy things you can do to try to help reduce inflammation. One is kind of focusing on the diet, make sure you have a low inflammatory diet. But simple things like when you're cleaning your face or even washing the body, don't make the water super hot. Use lukewarm to cool water, especially when you're washing your face. That's going to help reduce inflammation in the skin. Things also like maybe putting some of your products in the refrigerator so they've got that cooling aspect to it. Those sorts of things will really help reduce the inflammation, because especially for skin of color, any type of inflammation, irritation, a scrape, a burn, whatever it might be, typically leads to hyperpigmentation. And that's what we call post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or PIH. So again, anytime you're able to reduce or limit that inflammation in the body and in the skin, that is a plus for you to lead to better, healthier skin in the long run. So again, that was just a little bit more into how diet impacts. Next, we're going to talk about lifestyle. And lifestyle, this is actually a pretty big category that we're going to touch on, because you would be surprised how many things that we do on a day-to-day that really impact our skin. So without further ado, let's talk about lifestyle next. Now, when I talk about lifestyle in this category here, this is a broad category. There are a few different things we're going to touch on. I actually have a few notes here that I'm going to make sure we hit on is a few key points. But one of the first things I'm going to talk about is sleep. Sleep is a huge part of how our skin and how our bodies feel, because when we're sleeping and our body is at rest, that's actually when your body's and your skin is doing a lot of healing and repairing. So making sure you're getting good, adequate sleep. And when I say good and adequate, because sometimes the quality of sleep does not necessarily equal or match up to the length of sleep that we're getting. It's not to say that, you're gonna survive off of a good 3 hours or whatever, but no, you really are trying to hit that 6 to 8 hour mark, because you want to make sure that your body is getting those, it goes through cycles when your body is sleeping, but you really want to try to hit that deep sleep. And again, because that's when your skin and your body is healing and repairing. So quality sleep and adequate sleep is a big part of how your skin health and overall health actually shows up. So make sure you're getting good and adequate sleep. I know it's tough. Trust, I have long nights as well. I got my full-time here at Skin by Cam. I do part-time at Ulta. I'm recording content, editing content. It gets busy and it gets hectic. Oh, and of course you got your regular life too. Like you want to still go out. You want to hang out with your friends. You want to go out for dinner or whatever it might be. So trust, I have some days where I have long days, y'all. I'm talking from like 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. or later sometimes. So trust and believe, those long nights and days are going to come here and there. but still make sure you're taking time for yourself to relax, reset, recharge, and get that sleep. Your body needs it. Trust and believe. And it also impacts your mood too. Like, baby, don't let me only get 2-3 hours of sleep and then try to run out here and have a full day. Y'all ain't gonna get the same cam that you seeing right now, okay? It's gonna be a little different. But yes, sleep is very, very important. And the next one I want to touch on is stress. As I just mentioned, even for myself, like I have long days. Some days are super long and they can be stressful too. But stress really does impact the body and your skin in different ways. You ever heard somebody talk about a stress breakout or something like that? That's actually very much so true. That increased cortisol in the body kind of increases the inflammation in the body, causes tension and all those kinds of things. That truly does show up in your skin and in your body in general. So anything you can do to try to reduce your stress. And part of this is actually one of the other topics I'll kind of jump to next is exercise. Exercise, while it might not be directly impacting your skin, in the overall, it does, because one, by exercising, you're increasing and promoting that blood flow, that oxygen flow to the skin, and especially to your face as well. We want that oxygen flow, we want that blood flow, but it also helps to reduce the stress. Y'all have probably heard before, when you look good, well, you feel better, right? That's another part of it. Exercising helps you look good and make sure that your body is moving. You got, again, that blood flow is going through you, the increased oxygen flow as well. So exercise plays a big part in that too. And one, making sure you just look and feel good, keep that body moving. I was actually talking to one of my other clients about how age just looks different on some people because of how active they are in their lifestyle. So one of my grandmothers, she's about 70 years old. Other grandmother, also around 70-ish, but the way that they look and show up in their day-to-day is completely different. One is fairly active for the most part, like she still gets around, like she's from New York, so she moves, she likes to be out and about, those sorts of things. My other grandmother, she had more sedentary life. So the way that they show up now looks completely different. While their age might be very, very similar, the way that they show up is completely different. So always keep that body moving. And yes, exercise plays a huge part in not just your health, but your skin health too, and your overall health. So exercise, making sure you reduce that stress. One of the other ones I'm going to touch on is alcohol and smoking. Now, I ain't gonna get into too much my business, okay? But trust and believe, your boy be outside having a time, okay? But all things in moderation, okay? Trust me, I've had some nights where I've overindulged. Not too much. But yes, there have been some times where I've overindulged. But again, it's all things in moderation. So you best believe that following day or that following week after, your boy was taking a break from it all. Making sure I'm drinking adequate water, getting my sleep, kind of doing a little detox, if you will, but all things in moderation. Because truly, y'all, excessive alcohol and smoking can actually really severely dehydrate your skin and your body in general. So all things in moderation. I ain't telling you not to have a good time, but keep those things in mind when you're trying to manage your skin, especially. You want to make sure that you're trying to keep those things in moderation. And if you do overindulge, hey, just make sure that you try to make up for that in other areas where, like I said, you're drinking water, or maybe doing a little detox afterwards, just so your body can kind of reset and you can get back to where you need to be. I'm going to kind of combine these next few ones in a different way, because one thing I want to touch on is how our skin is always changing. And this is a part of lifestyle because our environment change, our life situations change. For women out there, if you choose to get pregnant or start a family or something like that impacts your hormones, and all of those things can impact your skin too. So when you're thinking about your overall skin health, make sure you give yourself some grace, because our bodies and our skin is always changing. As we age, we're losing collagen production. As I touched on earlier, we want to preserve that collagen. So our age impacts those things. Remember, our skin is always changing. Even if we move, like if we go from a warmer, drying climate to somewhere more humid and hot, or what have you, or somewhere cold and dry, like all those things play different factors in how our skin shows up. So keep those things in mind and give yourself grace. As your skin changes, sometimes your lifestyle is going to change, sometimes your diet needs to change, and yes, sometimes your skincare has to change too. But keep those things in mind and make sure, again, skincare, it's not just a one and done thing. It's not just your skincare that impacts your skin. There's so many other factors. And lastly, in this category, I'm also a makeup wearer, so trust and believe, I'm not calling anybody out, but this is a tip that I want to make sure that you guys keep in mind. make sure that you are cleaning your makeup tools. I cannot stress that enough. Again, you guys know I'm now a beauty advisor at Ulta. People come in all the time either to just test makeup. They might be coming in because they just need a quick little touch up. Maybe they're going out for the night and they came in to do a quick face, whatever it might be. I had a girl come in though one time and she had her own kit. She had her makeup bag and everything. She just needed like a little touch up. She had her concealer had ran because it was raining outside, and then she had like a little smudge, so she needed to come in and touch up. Mind you, she brought her own brushes and stuff. We have like little disposable things there, but she brought in her bag and she asked for some help. I go over, I'm always ready to help anybody. But I was like, I looked at her makeup tools. I said, sis, when the last time you cleaned that brush? I could see the brush just had all different kind of colors and stuff just on it. It looked like she had blush, bronze, all kinds of. I said, we're not putting that on your face. Make sure you go clean them brushes. So make sure you are cleaning your makeup tools. That goes for your brushes, your sponges, the little triangle puffs. Clean those things, y'all. And after you've used your sponges for, I think it literally says it on some of the sponges, it should literally only be used, y'all, for maybe like 30 days or so. After that, it's time to change them things out. No matter how much you clean them, they can hold on to bacteria. And when you're constant, especially if you're like a daily makeup wearer, using those things daily on your face, you're picking up oils, bacteria, dirt, debris that you're putting right back on your face. So make sure you are cleaning those makeup tools. I'm gonna post a little video. I actually was just cleaning my tools earlier today, but I like to use something like a daily brush cleanser. So that way, if you are a daily makeup wearer, you can still clean your brushes in between. I will say though, try to squeeze in a deep cleansing of the brushes at least once a week. So while you do want to do your daily cleanse of your brushes, and I really like the one from, I think it's from Eco Tools. I like to use that one. It's just a simple spray. You can brush your, you spray it on a paper towel or something like that, and then you just rub your brushes in it. That's going to help remove any product, oils, debris, at least a little cleaner than just going right back in every single day, dabbing into the same makeup products and then putting it right back on your face. That can be a huge trigger for acne, inflammation, breakouts, dermatitis. So make sure you are cleaning those makeup tools, okay? Now our last category, at least before I touch on a few other skincare tips, is genetics. You all, there are so many skin concerns, be it eczema, psoriasis, mold, oil production, like certain things, y'all, we are just already predisposed to based off of our genetics. There are certain things that we just simply cannot change. If you got moles in your family, chances are you might have moles. If you've had psoriasis or eczema in the family, trust and believe, sometimes you're already more predisposed to certain skin conditions and health conditions overall. So genetics play a huge factor. One, it controls our pigment, like our actual color, melanin production in our skin. I touched on it earlier, but oil production and pore size. Those things we cannot change. Those are just simply genetics. So I get this compliment all the time, and trust and believe, while I appreciate it, I want you all to have your best skin. A lot of times people say, well, I want your skin. I want my skin like yours. There are so many factors though, you all, that play into that. Again, we touched on earlier, like for my females, if you're dealing with like different hormonal changes, different medications can change those things in the body too. So while I understand and appreciate the comment, I just want you all to have your best skin. I want you to feel good in your skin, and trust me, I want you to have that glowing, healthy skin, because again, healthy skin is the goal. It's not to say that you want somebody else's skin. You want your best skin, and you want your skin to be healthy and flourish the best that it can on its own, okay? Trust and believe, like I said, you got diet that plays a factor, there's genetics that play a factor, and there's certain lifestyle things that play a factor too. So ultimately, you want your best skin, you want your skin to be healthy. And that, for the most part, kind of wraps it up for the genetic piece. But remember, genetics play a huge factor, lifestyle plays a huge factor, and diet plays a huge factor into our overall skin health. What we're going to touch on lastly are a few skincare tips. One of the things that's a part of skincare that I find that a lot of times people are always trying to add something to their routine, whether it be like another active ingredient, like a glycolic, a lactic, a salicylic. Sometimes, y'all, it's about scaling it back, paring things down, and making sure that your skin barrier is healthy. Hydration, things like ceramides, peptides. Y'all know I've been really heavy on copper peptides recently, and that just really helps to firm the skin, strengthen the skin barrier, especially ceramides too in this category. They're gonna really help strengthen that skin barrier. The better and more in shape your skin barrier is, you're gonna notice that you have less breakouts, less dehydration of the skin, less inflammation and irritation. Like, making sure that your skin barrier is healthy is key. So sometimes it's not about adding another active ingredient, it's about stepping back and paring things down. That way your skin has a chance to truly heal. So even when we're dealing with acne, yes, sometimes you do need to incorporate something like a salicylic acid, a retinoid of some sort, even like an azelaic acid, something more gentle. But sometimes it's about switching over to something more gentle and barrier repairing for the skin. That way your skin can truly heal and get to a better place. So things like B5 or panthenol, ceramides, peptides. Y'all know I love me some PDRN. That's gonna just really help boost the hydration in the skin. And anytime you're able to add additional hydration into the skin, that is gonna help support a healthier skin barrier as well. So keep these things in mind as you're dealing with different changes in your skin. It's not always acne, sometimes it's even hyperpigmentation. If your skin is irritated and you have that inflammation, remember, inflammation and irritation, especially for skin of color, can lead to hyperpigmentation. So if you're able to kind of reduce and avoid some of that inflammation and irritation to the skin, that's how you're going to avoid a lot of the other skin problems rather down the line. So remember, we got diet, we got lifestyle, we got genetics, and then we also have that skincare piece too. And again, skincare also includes making sure you're getting your regular treatments. I had a client the other day, she hadn't had a facial in a few years, but she had a really good routine. Like her routine was fairly solid. But if you're not getting extractions, if you're not getting those professional exfoliation treatments, then a lot of times the products that you're putting on the skin are literally just sitting right on the skin. They're not able to penetrate and get into the pores and into those layers of the skin where we really need it to do the work. So keep those things in mind. Remember, skincare cannot do it alone. It's a whole well-rounded piece about how skincare, and how your skin responds to different things. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, as always, drop those down in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And remember, skincare can't do it alone, okay? I'll see you in the next video. As always, any questions, drop those down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.